What's good, YouTube land? Let's move from blue guys to a green guy. It's Studio Series Cup. And first off, let's talk about they finally have the actual rights to the name, so they don't have to call him Autobot Cup, Sergeant Cup. He's just Cup. And here's his packaging. That certainly is an image of Cup. There's another image of Cup. Did it. More than meets the eye. Did it. I don't remember the rest of the rhythm of it. And there you go. So here is Cup. In, honestly, let's say, finally, a G1 movie accurate design. And I do like it quite a bit. It has some nitpicks, some things that I'll mention as we move forward, but let's look at that face. If that doesn't scream, I'm an old man, that is the spirit of Cup in a face sculpt. And also, he has light piping! Be prepared to be blinded. Light piping! So, for comparison, here's Titan's Return Cup. I kind of almost hate this thing now in comparison to this guy, because this guy's color scheme is just I hate these bright ass neon greens. Like, this is supposedly more accurate to the original toy, but that face sculpt is just not good. I don't know. I much prefer the sort of calmer, sort of dulled down greens of this guy. And here he is with Gigantor Cup, Generation Sergeant Cup. I feel like these two guys have been sort of the evolution of the designers seeing if they could actually properly pull this design off, and we were willing to accept it, because this guy's sort of a brand new take on him. And this guy's alt mode is more of an Earth-based alt mode. So they tried a new design, and then for this guy, they're like, alright, fine. We'll bring him back to what he was before. Like, the window, chest, me-do, and things. I have the guns on his back, because it kind of looks like a ponytail. And it's just amusing. An old guy with a ponytail. But, this guy doesn't look good now in comparison. His shins are way too big. The colors are, the head is not good. And they did redo this guy for Transformers Legends to look more like this guy, but yeah, couldn't get a hold of that guy, so I'm perfectly happy to go with this guy. I could say his shoulders are a tad bit too low, but that's honestly pretty accurate to the design of Cup. So I'm willing to give it a pass. What I'm not willing to give a pass is the fact that he doesn't have wrist swivels. Look at that. There is definitely a place. Fill in those gaps in the back of the forearms. Give him a wrist swivel. He deserves it. He does have, unfortunately, a not too major tinge of kibble right there as a backpack, but I can understand it given what this toy has to do, and honestly... Oh, now it's a butt pack. I'm willing to give it a pass. It's not too big. It stays tabbed in. It's fine. Here he is next to his wave mate Blur. And honestly, I've got freaking I've got an overfill of cups. My cup has runneth over. I am at capacity. But I really like this guy. It amazes me how over-engineered the legs are, and yet they're still incredibly lazy. Because for the transformation, this is spoilers. His leg does this. That's what his leg does. So essentially, it does that and folds some panels. But it's over-engineered because he freaking has that much sideways knee bend, sideways knee action, and all. It's over-engineered, but still, look how little his leg flexes. It's so lazy. Like, most of it's just panels. But due to that, he can pull off some wicked yoga poses. And honestly, at his age, I definitely think he needs some DDP yoga. Like, he's the only Transformer I can think of off the top of my head that can properly pull off this pose. Energon Tidal Wave, this guy. But Cup's personality is basically he's old as hell. He's a crotchety old man. And that's all I know about him. But goddamn, is this a nice pose. Anyway. Back into regular robot pose. Also, I love... It's hilarious. He looks like... Put him up! Put him up! Like he's ready for a fight. Like, this is the only guy I can think of where this pose looks natural-ish. Like, this looks really good to me because it's like he just wants a fight. Like he's ready for a fight. Ugh. Yeah. And other than that, he's got a tiny bit of orange, the nicely done Autobot symbol, but he is predominantly green and a different shade of green. So this guy's gimmick, so to speak, is he comes to pieces. His arms and his legs are attached by 5mm pegs. To recreate a scene where we have to actually go back into the box for this. So not only do you get his tiny gun, I'll show that off in a second, but you get a backdrop of Cup fighting a giant squid. I am not kidding. It's a backdrop of a squid. And apparently the squid rips Cup to pieces. So for that, to recreate that, you just pull him to pieces. And there you have a torso that Hot Rod has to repair. And I don't have Hot Rod yet. I haven't... As much as I've been hunting the studio series in EB Games, I have yet to see or go to one that has Hot Rod. So, I'll have Hot Rod soon, maybe, relatively to when this video goes out. So, that's the funny thing. You can do... There's a lot of things you can do with Cup. You can swap his legs like this. Like, you can... Do I have a gun? Do I have a gun? Sort of. Titan... do I have a gun with a port? I don't know. But you can kind of stick his hand like that. There's lots of things Lots of fun things you can do with these 5mm pegs and ports. Is this the right side? I believe so. Yeah. So, yep. Articulation wise, his head is on a ball joint. Very nice range of motion. Do. Rotate. It can look up a bit. It can look down, side to side. Shoulders on a pin. So you can go all the way around at the slightly off angle, not quite straight, but all the way. You can go in and out. You do get a swivel at each of the connections. You get a nice deep elbow bend, which doesn't look too wizard sleevey. Looks pretty nice. The aforementioned lack of wrists, which still very nice waist. The waist is in a different spot than I thought it was going to be. I thought the waist was actually going to be like right here, because there's a cut right there, or at least it looks like a cut. But no, the waist is actually right here, which was a surprise when I got them out of the package. So hips can go forward, can go back, can go all the way out. You get your thigh swivel at the connection. A softly faux detented knee bend, which is about 90 degrees. You do get a toe joint, and you get an ankle pivot. So very nice posability wise. Pretty good for modern. That wrist is still annoying, but you know, but I'm And also one thing for me, his shoulders come off so much that they might as well be accessories as well. So he's the fall apart man. I have Extendar or Extendo in my mind, but like I know it's the opposite of that. I swear there's a character that fall like from some other franchise that I can't think of. Probably many franchises that follow the bits like that. I just can't think of one off the top of my head. So let's take a look at his accessories. So this is his, I believe, Energon Musket. Although I do like this one from the Thrilling 30, which actually looks more like a musket. But that's besides the point. You get a G1 accurate musket for him, which is a very tiny little needle nose looking gun. And you get what's referred to as an Energon refiller, but basically it's a water bottle. Legitimately, this time it's a water bottle. You can put it in his hand. You can You can bring it to his lips in a very natural looking pose. It does actually look almost. You kind of have to swivel his head to bring it closer to his lips, but it does actually kind of look fairly natural, which is nice. Might as well stick the gun in his hand so he can shoot Decepticon yubbos while he's drinking, while he's refueling. And I was wrong to say that they would have like oil in their veins. They have Energon, which is pink. So correction on the Scourge video. So maybe Scourge's claws are covered in the blood of Autobots, because they do look more pink than red. So I really like the robot mode. It's the most solid cup I have, and it's honestly just a fun toy. So we have to go into transformation. So rotate the head, fold this panel all the way down. You're going to want to fold that out and fold out that so it sort of stays. We'll just leave it like that for now. You can fold up his feet. You can do the laziest thing ever, which is eh, 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 like that. You can do that then. You can unpeg these arms. You can then take the wheels out of his back, which is I like that storage option. And then you want to fold the torso all the way down so far, like basically all the way like this, so this part covers it up. And at this point I can get the legs out of the way. So you have sort of a Gerwalk mode, do. And then the one step I couldn't figure out really in the instructions is there's a second panel in the shoulder assembly, and it's honestly kind of annoying to actually get to rotate. Like you've got to put pressure, and it's hard to figure out where you have to put the pressure. But basically, you have to. Where is it? There's a little inner where that silver disc is. You kind of have to just damn it, do that. But then you have to rotate this piece around so it's looks like that. And it's unfortunately not the easiest thing to do in the world. So then you have to plug the shoulder back in, and then make sure it's down all the way. So the arm is basically facing like that. And you have to, and that's how you leave the arm for now. The other side, yeah, you kind of have to apply downward pressure to get it to go like that. And as I said, it pops off way too easily. Which is also a good thing, because if it didn't pop off, I imagine it would break. So, yep. So you basically have the arms like that. Oh, come on, you. So then you take the legs and you bring them back. You got to kind of put his arms in between his legs, sort of something like that. And then you take these side panels, and they're going to tab in above the wheels. Oh, I didn't have the leg. No, okay. So basically, it's just going to tab in multiple places, like in the wheel well. Come on. There we go. There we go. So basically, you want it to look like that. And then you can fold this panel over and peg the hand into it. And it'll stay in place there. Do the same thing to the other side. Make sure it tabs in securely. You can plug it into the fist, and then you plug the two pieces together. And there you go. Make sure everything's nice and tidy, and you have Cup in his robot mode. Really? Did I just say that? Cup in his vehicle mode. And yeah, it's a thing. It's a Cybertronian pickup truck. Hence the name Cup comes from pickup truck. And yeah, it's the best that this vehicle is ever going to look, because this vehicle does not look very good. I know he's a pickup truck, but the question still remains: he needs a block for the trailer. What's that term? Because I just imagine somebody in the bed just falling back out because there's nothing. There's nothing there. But for what it is, it's definitely solid. Nothing's coming loose. Almost to a detriment, because like transforming him back, you can't just wrestle the hands out of the pegs. You have to like separate and like and then pull up and then and let hope the hand just lets go. But this is a solid vehicle mode. It's compact. It's a trailer bed. No, a hitch. No, that's not. I'm trying to think of all these truck terms because I don't know trucks very well. And oh god, do I really want to go through transforming these guys? Oh. Oh boy. What have I gotten myself what am I putting myself through? And also, what am I putting you guys through? Because who really wants to watch this? Like, if I thought the Scourge video was this one is freaking yeah, so Cup's transformations are gonna most of the time be very leg heavy. It's just kind of due to the nature of what Cup turns into, the fact that his body is mostly the cab of a truck, so his legs have got to bring up the rest of the truck mode. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a very leg-heavy transformation. Whether that's good, like this thing does, like this transformation, I talked about it in that video however long ago, and if you want, I wouldn't recommend going back to watch that because it's probably awful, but like this thing does a lot to make it not look like its legs, like at least from the top. So here's the two Cups. This feels very flimsy. Like, sure, it's not falling to bits, but like this one, while not having as much mass, feels more solid. And honestly, you don't have the visible hands exposed. You just have them exposed there as sort of his as a bumper. Not well, yes, a bumper. No, his license plate is what I'm going for. And then there's this guy who also has a very sort of like game of two halves kind of transformation, where his legs do quite a bit, but like there's two cool steps, and then they're done, and then the torso is just kind of I don't want to say nightmare, but apparently I have broken the glass. Speedy glass repair, speedy glass replace. Where it's all automorph, not exactly automorph, but like spring-loaded stuff, and like, I hope that like goes actually is where that goes. Kind of, come on, and like the springs. I get what they were going for, but it doesn't feel good X amount of years later, in my opinion. Can I get this? Come on. Like, I like this truck mode. I think I like this one more because it's an Earth-based truck mode, so it's based on something like I could see driving around. But these panels are unfortunate. Like, the hand covering panels. Ugh. Ugh. Come on. Oh my god, things are still not cooperating. Ugh. Padding, padding, padding. So much padding, you might as well call it Paddington Bear. God damn it. There we there we go, I think. Is that a finished truck mode? Yes, it is. So yeah. Yeah, definitely I can see the evolution of the design. Like, this is an Earth-based alt mode, because I believe Cup was on Earth during G1, although he only started, I think he appeared in the movie and then the third season, but apparently he was stationed on Earth at the time, so I can kind of see him taking this alt mode. It is a nice looking truck. It has, it actually has the fold down to protect the stuff. And then this guy was like, okay, we go back to the Cybertronian alt mode. Have to make sure we can make it work. And like, it's a decent alt mode, but like, this one feels better. So, weapon storage. Do we have anything else we can talk about? Again, very lazy underneath. Like, it's all held together by panels. Like, it's all a charade, really. I think we can plug the gun in a few places. Can you plug the gun in there? I don't know where you can actually plug the gun in the side. There are no actual 5mm ports on this guy, which is kind of a surprise. Like, besides the ones that make up his arms and legs. I'm just trying to find places to put the gun. Yeah, basically, the that and that feel like the only places to actually put it. And the Energon thing, where is it? Also has a tab on the side, probably to go there or somewhere. No, basically there. So you just kind of shove the things on. I like how he has way too many Autobot symbols. Like, he's got the one on his chest and then one on each leg. Like, he's really obsessed with the cause. Like, he is super, super Autobot. You know. So do I recommend Cup? I kind of do. If you're okay with the kind of, honestly, like, the good section of the transformation is the torso. Like, is covering up his head, but, like, it's right there. It's so over-engineered and yet lazy at the same time. That's basically the way I describe this transformation. It's over-engineered and yet lazy. Over-engineered and under-engineered. Because, like, it's it's living off panels. It's like it's hoping that you don't see the robot bits. Even the head is just barely covered by this panel. But still, it's kind of a fun conversion. It's kind of hard going back because there's so many, like, it's tabbed in, like, locked into place. So it's kind of hard to separate some of the tabs, but it's not a pain in the ass. And still, the gimmick of recreating the moment of him falling to bits is honestly very amusing. The amount of stuff you can do with his arms and legs, I kind of would say buy him just for that, really. Like, unless you absolutely love this alt mode, I imagine you're not going to see it very much. It does roll fairly well. But, yeah, that's kind of the thing you buy him for. The highlight of the toy is just his arms and legs fall off. So, thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. I would compare him to Blur, but I don't feel like transforming anything else right now. So, yeah. I probably should have Jazz, hopefully I'll have Jazz soon, along with Rodimus and Hot Rod and Grimlock. So those reviews will be coming out whenever I get them. So look forward to that. And until next time, keep it weird. Bye 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 bye. Bye bye. Cup came up and said, like, comment, and subscribe, you maggots. Bye bye.